Hi, I'm Violet Price, and I want to do a couple like 5 to 10 minute videos on different parts of the filmmaking process. Um, because the way I'm making movies is probably different than most people do. Certainly, people in studios or people with money have a different approach. Um, I've been making music videos my whole life and like independent projects and things like that, and I've been doing it with no money. And I feel like, although I would kill for some more money, there is an art to doing it that a lot of people like. When I first started making my movie, people said I couldn't do it, which is like, okay, thanks. Like, I guess I'll just quit and give up all my hopes and dreams. Thank you for saying it's difficult. Like, fuck off. No, but like it is like it. When people say you can't make a movie for what I'm making a movie for, which like right now our budget's at like 50. Like I'm hoping it's 80 by the end. Um, we'll see. But we've been making it like 5 and 10 at a time. Like it's a slow process. Like you have to like earn some money, shoot something, and so on. But you can make a movie for almost nothing. It just takes way more time, and you have to do all the jobs. Like and also there's so many jobs. Like when you think about making a movie, you think about like writing a movie, directing a movie, and editing a movie. And yeah, that is like the big ones. But like I wrote my movie, which was very hard and time consuming, and and you finally get happy with it, and then it's time to shoot it, and there's like props took like 2 weeks of like, do I need this prop? Like we need a gun in the scene. We need to like drive to a fucking other county to find a bubble machine that we didn't even end up using. That like then we had to return. Just the amount of work in props, like something I didn't even really give a lot of credit to. Mainly because in the past I haven't used a lot of props on projects, but this is like my big fucking movie, so yeah, we had a lot of props and like costumes and like you got to get a Walkman for that one shot. There was a lot to that. Like casting is insanely complicated. It's like hard enough to have the skills to like know how to write a movie and shoot a movie, but then to like also be like an LA networker who can kind of like beg favors off people and like ask their friends to help them and like cold email people and like really humbling cold emails. Like the way you cast a movie is like a whole different like that took months and months, and it's totally out of your hands too, because you're just begging everyone, and then when someone says yes, you have succeeded, and like casting's also the most satisfying because when you get somebody like really talented attached, you just see your movie that's in your mind just become better. Like every single person in my movie when I cast them, it was that moment when I got like April Flores to do like a cameo that we like expanded. That was like so meaningful to me to have somebody who like stands for what she stands for, like associating with what I'm doing and like kind of sharing our messages. Like she really believes in like body positivity and like pro fat, and like that's something to like get that like in my movie and with everything else I have to say, and like that was a fucking amazing day for me. And like not even to mention getting like Antoine McKay, who like I had been watching Patriot, which is like I've watched that show like 100 times. And he's like, and I still feel like he steals like every fucking scene in my favorite show. He's got some when they're in Paris and he beats up the model train guy. Like, if you haven't seen Patriot, that scene alone, just like start on that episode. I think it's like season 2, episode 5. I could be wrong, but I think I'm a hard enough Patriot head that I can like drop names and numbers. It's definitely like I think it's 2-5. It's the one where they just hang out in Paris. But anyway, like, and then to get like that guy, like not only like in my movie, but like into being in my movie, like called me up excited about it. Like it's so like you spend so long writing something, you don't know if it's good or not. Like you think it is, but I don't know. Like I've written stuff that I thought was good that like I shot and it wasn't good. Like I think anyone who's made a lot of stuff, like you never know when you're doing it. You write it, you're like I'm a fucking genius, and then you're like, why did I spend a year of my life making a parody Christian TV show that makes neither sense nor as a comedy show nor as a Christian show, but like is a weird reaction to Tim and Eric, wonder shows and acknowledging like you were just smoking too much weed in your 20s. Like this shit happens every day. Anyway, but then like a cool actor who you admire and is like a funny dude like finds it funny and then reads it in a way that's like funnier than like he just you don't even have to write good stuff with a good actor. They just come and they sell it. So like anyway, yeah, casting's an insane process, and there's all these like weird boring middle areas between like writing, which is like satisfying, and like shoot the satisfying stuff. You have to like run these marathons of like now I need to like edit. Like I had to edit the whole thing myself, and I'm a good editor. Like I can do a really good edit, but it takes me forever. I have to do like 20 cuts. I probably don't know my hotkeys well. Like I know what I want, and then you get like weird little like oh, there's a shadow in the best take, and like I don't like I can cover that up with basic stuff, but what if I want something more sophisticated? Like, do I need to go play poker again to like raise money to hire an editor? And then you do, and you don't like what they did, even though they were a good editor. Yeah, like it just you can make your own movie, but like the fast, good or cheap, like pick two. It's more like pick one. Like it's like very fucking slow to do everything yourself. Because the other thing is too is like while I'm casting, everything else is on hold. So your whole movie is just sitting around waiting for like actors to email you back who might not even fucking email you because you don't have an agent, you know? Like you're just begging. Like John Ennis like is the coolest motherfucker I've ever met in my entire life. He's so fucking inspiring. He's in my movie. I took an acting class with him after I saw the first season of Barry. I'm like, I want to take an acting class. And it wasn't as psychotic as I hoped. I think like John Ennis is cooler. Like I think they were doing what most acting teachers are like, and John Ennis is just like a cool guy who's good at acting and loves the craft, which is not what they were parodying in Barry. He's actually the opposite of that. But just like being around him was so inspiring. He was like such a like he called me up and said he was like reading my script while he was shooting the Better Call Saul like last couple episodes. Like that was the most fucking great moment of my life. Like oh yeah, I was just like they called cut on Better Call Saul, and I ran to my trailer and started reading your script. I'm like fuck yeah. And then he did my movie, and like once he was on board, then other people got on board because he legitimized me. Like you know, but like you just like how's that a weird skill? Like my whole life I've been like studying story structure, and then it came down to the reason my movie is good is because you know I took an acting class with John Ennis, and he just happens to be the most wonderful guy in the world, and like he gave me that. It really is just a solid dude. But anyway, yeah. So it's you can make movies for nothing, but be prepared to do everything. And no matter how experienced you are at film, you don't know every job. Like I don't know. I don't want to like dox myself. But, like there's certain like casting, like I like auditioning people. Like I when I first started auditioning people, I like would direct them in the audition and like to try to get what I want. But then I would watch the first audition and the last audition, and the first audition was like always better. Like I wasn't like I was basically like derailing them because like auditioning is its own skill. I've got a lot better at it now. My wife's a good actor, so you know you learn as you go. But like do you want your masterpiece to be the kind of thing you're learning on? It's difficult too. But, you know, luckily you have a good wife, you know, or whatever. Like, whatever phase is, there's somebody who, like, checks your big mistakes. And anyway, I don't want to go too long. I just want to talk about how you do it with no money. And I'm surprised more people don't, to be honest. Like, yeah, it's a hassle, but, like, if you love it, like, is it like, okay, casting is hard, but, like, thinking about people who would be cool in your movie and then like emailing them and like some of them say yes, you know, or like some say no. Emo Phillips rejected me. He wrote me the most beautiful rejection letter. I want to frame it. It was poetic. It referenced parts of the story, and like he just did that because he's Emo Phillips and he's like the coolest guy of all time. And even just like my worst day casting is like getting a poem from Emo Phillips about my movie. Like why would you not want to be doing this with your life? It's so fun. Everyone should be making movies. Anyway, that's probably too long. What up? This is your girl.